to order. Thanks, Josh. I'll call to order the FinCom meeting for Wednesday, November 10th. First order of business is the approval of the meeting minutes from 11/1. Everybody get a chance to read those?
Motion to approve, Chris.
I think it was Chris and MJ was, let's use MJ as a second, and then we'll go around the horn, Josh.
Eric,
Aye.
Leah,
Aye.
MJ,
Aye.
Chris,
Aye.
Susie,
Aye.
Nikki, the motion was approved.
I didn't see anybody I didn't recognize on here, but I will just pause and open it for public comment, just in case there is any. Not seeing anything. I'll move on to new business. The first order of business is resolution RF 22004, which is a resolution for the Oak Street Bridge repair. Tony, would you mind just giving the team a quick overview on this one?
Well, what's different about this, can you hear me? I want to make sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Tony, thank you.
Is this isn't an order, it's a resolution. So it came from Council Member Wood. And what he's asking here is for a resolution for the council to consider requesting of the town manager to submit an order to, in fact, move money or find funds to address the Oak Street Bridge. The Oak Street Bridge was damaged by a traffic accident, and it's not fully operational. And so for someone to really speak on this, Mr. Wood would have to speak to it. So it's not a typical order for appropriation, because right now it's not on the town manager's priority list.
Okay. And Tony, just, I think the joint meeting is next Monday.
Mm-hmm.
And without getting into too much conversation, if I'm thinking about the Oak Street Bridge, it's collapsed to one lane for the last several years. Is that, I assume that's the bridge we're talking about, right?
With a stop sign on either side. Yep.
Yes,
right.
that's
I
correct.
live off of Oak Street.
Thanks, Chris. Okay.
And the cost for that is it's going to be well over $1 million, and it, you know, I don't think the town manager is stating in any way by the comment that I made that he doesn't see this as an important issue, but it's going to have to be weighed through our capital plan and all the costs that we would have to bear to fund such a project.
Okay. And so and I apologize because I wasn't at last meeting and maybe some of this was discussed then. Is the intention of Monday's meeting to talk through this? And so this was really just to give us an overview. Because it sounds like we would want to talk with Bill before voting on it.
Yeah, the intention of Monday's meeting is to adopt the budget resolution. I think by chance, this would be a good place for you to hear from him as it relates to his position. They have not met to discuss this resolution yet.
Okay.
Eric, can we motion to table this until such time as we can meet with Councilor Wood?
Yeah, so MJ, a good question. And I don't even know if we table it, then I don't think anybody can act on it because we've tabled it for all intents and purposes.
I think you
I
can
just-
vote to take no action.
Yeah, I just wonder if we take no action and add it to old business go forward. That way we can openly speak about it, as can others. MJ, you might even know better than I do, so I may have given you bad information.
I mean,
I think I got it right.
I
Well,
mean,
the-
procedurally, I remember you guys, when I was originally helping you as secretary, you did table some things until such time as you were able to get an explanation from either a counselor or from the town manager or from Tony. And, the minute we got that explanation, me taking notes for you as the committee, y'all took action the minute you got the explanation. I would think that that would be a prudent course of action, but if you and Tony basically state that that might be counter to that, then I don't want to do anything that, one, prevents us from taking action on this, because this bridge is a serious issue, and also it does need to be fixed, which I'll get to a question later, Tony, just as an aside on that. But
So if I can, the last time I was there's an item that the council subcommittee has been, they didn't vote to table, they voted to take no action.
Okay.
And so I think if it's a matter of languaging, Josh can,
Yeah, it's, so that was actually, on the, whatever, I forget what it was, but they just continued it. So they continued it to the next meeting.
so maybe that's the action, vote to continue it to the next meeting.
In that case, Eric, I would motion that we continue it until the next time that we can talk about it and then take action on it.
Okay, but before I take a second on that, I just want to see if anybody else has any questions for Tony while we have them, or good, MJ, I'm on the same page as you, so I'm good for now. But if anybody else has anything else, I just want to make sure we hit that before we move on.
I did have that other question though, Eric. Tony, I know a while back that we were going to try to see if we could get some additional maybe Chapter 90 funds from the state. Did any discussion ever go any further than trying to reach out to Rep. D'Amelia or Senator Pacheco back at the time when it was originally discussed? Because I know we've been dealing with this bridge for 8 years, and my biggest concern, I use the bridge frequently coming home from work sometimes when there's a lot of traffic. And my biggest concern is that because it's structurally deficient, being that it's down to one lane and it's severely damaged, I would think this would have put us at the top of the list for any type of bridge improvement program, which I know Mass DOT has at least 1 or 2 programs dedicated to, bridge rehabilitation. Was that ever discussed at any point?
The town manager has tried to avail the town of Bridgewater of any other funding sources for this bridge, and has not been able to achieve any results with that. Now with the infrastructure bill, now with the DPW director, and now this being a item that is on the capital plan, there will be multiple discussion points on this, and or they can be answered, I think, through that process. Again, for further discussion as far as Mr. Wood's intent, I'll leave it to him. But for instance, $500,000 transfer out of the capital stabilization fund is a significant hit, and will really change the priorities that we have coming forward for the immediate future. And there's the cost of that bridge, the town manager estimates to be well over $1 million. So I think there's going to be required some more thought and discussion on this.
The other question, I did have a follow-up, Eric, sorry. I know that municipalities can do betterment programs. Is that something that would be effective too? I don't remember if bridges are considered that kind of, infrastructure that they could be put on a betterment, whereas the abutting residents would be assessed part of the portion of the project, and then it would be over a certain period of time, maybe 15, 20, 25 years. I know we can do that with water and sewer, but is this something that could be considered like a betterment project? Because that's one other option we could try for. I know it doesn't get us the funding in the immediate time, but it's something we could look at maybe going forward, because that entire neighborhood uses that bridge along with other people traveling in and out of town. So it behooves us to improve it.
Yeah, and so betterments are an option when typically when they're benefiting a specific group. Sometimes betterments can be partially assessed because it benefits a specific group, and the general fund can offset part of the cost because it also benefits a broader group. So there is alternative funding. I don't know that that would be the mechanism best for this particular circumstance. But I will say this, as this moves itself to the priority list, one of my charges is to explore all types of funding alternatives. And I would definitely begin to look at that as part or not part of that solution.
Thank you, Tony. Eric, I have no further questions on this item.
Anybody else?
I didn't have any questions and I have no issues with not taking any action tonight. When we do take action, I'm likely going to abstain just because of the proximity that I live within Oak Street, and I think my personal beliefs and opinions could conflict. So
I can speak to that. That doesn't preclude you because you aren't getting a monetary benefit. You'd be getting a traffic benefit and a safety benefit, but so does every other resident in town when issues come before them. So I appreciate that awareness. However, I think it would also be important to hear what you have to say.
okay, that's point well taken. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Anybody else have any questions on this one? If not, do I have a second to MJ's motion?
I'll second. Chris.
Thank you, Chris.
All right, Eric,
Aye.
Leah,
Aye.
MJ,
Aye.
Chris,
Aye.
Susie,
Aye.
Kathy.
Aye.
Thank you. The motion was approved.
All right, so the next order of business is order FY 2020-021, which is the acceptance of the MRS grant in the amount of $34,500. Tony, I'll just have you give a quick blurb. We're not
Yep.
usually against taking money, so.
Yeah, for new members, the council and therefore the supporting committees are required to approve any acceptance of a grant or a gift. So first and foremost, this is for transparency and understanding of other funds that the town avails itself to. This particular grant is going to be oversaw by the police chief, and it's going to support them in road safety. Now, that's not signs or traffic lights. That could be enforcement. It could be some mechanical devices to help notify travelers that they're exceeding the posted limit. It's at the discretion of the police chief to use these funds for that purpose, which it says the Bridgewater Police Department has selected to receive the grant to support the municipal road safety program.
Perfect. Thank you, Tony. Any other questions for Tony?
Question. Tony, since it's still Chief Del Monte, he's still Chief of Police, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Has Chief Del Monte indicated what he'd like to see the grant money be used for, since his department will be the one basically charged with overseeing the use of it and procurement, most likely, of things that will help us increase traffic safety? Has he given any indication of what he'd like to see it be procured on? Because I know we do have some of those. We do sort of have like a trailer sign that says, you're going a certain speed limit, slow it down, like other municipalities have. I didn't know if he had any idea of any types of different technologies or different types of hazard mitigation items that could be used by the police department in creating safer roads for everybody.
No, I think that when he applied for the grant, there's probably two elements of it or components. One is the additional time necessary to have officers out on the road to be monitoring. And then again, 34,500 isn't a lot of money. And then as far as whether he's earmarked it for some sort of tools to notify travelers that they're speeding above or traveling above the posted speed limit. I don't have the particulars on what amount he was considering for that type of expenditure.
Thank you, Tony. Eric, I don't have any other questions.
Thanks, MJ. Anybody else? Do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve, Chris.
Thank you, Chris.
Second,
Okay.
Eric,
Aye.
Leah,
Aye.
MJ,
aye.
Chris.
Aye.
Susie,
Aye.
Kathy.
Aye.
Thank you. The motion was approved.
Josh. Next order of business is FY 22. I can't speak. Order FY 22-022, acceptance of the DMH grant for the police in the amount of $36,094. Tony, can you just?
Yeah, so this money would, again, part of the grant process is a purpose. The purpose in this particular one is that provide resources for the police chief in order to source training programs for his staff. And as it points to, it's really when dealing with mental health issues, right? If you're out doing your job and you're faced with certain mental health challenges, also the stress could be pertaining to the stress on the job, and it can also deal with what's the most current first aid training that the officers would need to be prepped on. And again, the sourcing of the programs doesn't take place until the award is given. And as long as the chief procures services within alignment with the grant, he's well within his rights to execute it. So it's generally, I think it speaks to what he'd be using it for, exactly what programs he's sourced. That hasn't taken place as of yet.
Any questions for Tony on this one?
No, motion to approve.
Second,
Josh, that was Susie, and then MJ. Thank you.
Thank you. Eric,
Aye.
Leah,
Aye.
MJ,
aye.
Chris,
Aye.
Susie,
Aye.
Kathy.
Aye.
Thank you. The motion was approved.
Okay. And the final order on the list tonight is FY 22-023, acceptance of a grant for COA in the amount of $500. And Tony, I'll just let you speak to that one real quick.
That's pretty straightforward. Someone's giving a gift and the COA director is going to use that gift money to purchase a bench outside area so folks can gather and sit.
I make a motion to approve.
Wait, sorry. I don't have
Second for
any issues. I
discussion.
was just curious, where's the bench gonna be?
I don't know exactly where they're going to place it.
Okay. Second, this is Susie.
That was Kathy and Susie, I believe.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Eric,
Aye.
Leah,
Aye.
MJ,
Aye.
Chris,
Aye.
Susie,
Aye.
Kathy.
Aye.
Thank you. The motion was approved.
Excellent. Those are all of the items on the agenda for tonight. Before we adjourn, knowing Nate's not here and I just found out about the 15th today myself, which I do have a conflict on. Is there anybody else that has a conflict on Monday? I would love to just give Nate kind of a heads up on availability. Not that we would try to change it because it is a joint ask. And Mr. Woods is asking for us to be there, but I'd feel a lot better getting off the phone tonight if I heard from 4 or 5 of you that you don't have a conflict.
I have no conflict. I can be there.
Thanks, MJ.
Monday, you're talking about the 15th?
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's good for me.
Thank you, Kim.
Mondays are tough for me because of driving kids around to practices.
Thank you.
I have a,
Monday's
I have
fine
a,
for me.
oh, sorry. Mondays are tough for me as well, as we have the ad hoc town DE&I committee meetings on Monday nights, but I will make myself available for this Monday because of this meeting. I think it's important.
Okay, thanks, Susie. And what I'll do, Susie, just so Nate knows too, is I'll kind of give him an update on everybody that has no issue. I'll have you as a question mark, and myself, and then we'll see if there's anybody else that can make it. So that's great. I appreciate the feedback, folks. Thank you. And with that, I don't have anything unless anybody has any other questions.
I did have a quick question, Eric. I don't know if we can, do it, but is it possible for at least the 2 grants that were awarded to the police department? Is there any way we could get Chief Del Monte to come in and talk to us a little bit of how the monies are being used, or give us an update or report?
I mean, we can certainly ask. Yeah.
I think it would be nice just for the edification of the committee, just because when we're approving these grants, just for anybody that may be at home watching, towns and cities apply for grants all the time, but sometimes the public doesn't necessarily know, what they're going to or how they're used. I think it would be a great education point, not just for us, but also for the public at home to see, we had a department apply for a grant. How's it being used and what did it go to? If that's if we're allowed that in our purview, it's certainly, I'm still rereading up on all the rules about the charter, so I want to make sure we're staying within our bounds. But I figured that's a little bit of oversight that we could have, if anything, just for an informational presentation.
Yeah, I'll get with Nate and see if we can invite Chief to one of our upcoming meetings. Yep.
And I will also get you a copy of the grant.
Thank you, Tony.
Thank you.
Thank
Tony.
you, Eric.
Okay. Anything else?
Motion to adjourn, Chris?
Second,
Eric,
Aye.
Leah,
Aye.
MJ,
aye.
Chris,
Aye.
Susie,
Aye.
Kathy.
Aye.
Thank you. The motion was approved. The meeting is adjourned.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good night.
Thanks, everyone.
Have a good night.
Thanks, you too.
Aye.
Good
Bye.
night.